So I'm back again. Today I'm going to make a grasshopper pie. You'll need a 1/4 cup of margarine, 1/4 cup of milk, 2 cups of whipping cream whipped, and 24 chocolate sandwich cookies. The recipe says Oreos, but again, those of us that use generic use our favorite brand of generic chocolate sandwich cookie. And then a thing of marshmallow cream, 7 ounces. First thing you do is you're going to stick your butter in the microwave to melt. Then, while it's in there, take your 24 sandwich cookies and you put them in a 1-gallon freezer bag or Ziploc bag. You're going to crunch them up. I'd use a rolling pin for it. Sure, if you were more industrious, you could make your own chocolate cookies and your own frosting and grind it up that way. Okay, that looks fairly good. I'm going to open up the bag. Make sure there aren't any just ridiculously huge chunks. Then you pour the melted butter into your chocolate cookies, your Oreos, because that's exactly what Oreos need, is butter. And then it says you use a 9-inch springform pan. And you want to smush it down the best you can. At this point, I just use my hands, but when I was younger and would make this, I would get a drinking glass, a round metal drinking glass, and I'd really pack it down. And that's because before I had kids, I was more of a perfectionist. Now I just go for good enough. I'm also stronger and taller. I assume that helps. Okay, and then we set that off to the side. And then we're going to put the milk in a bowl with the marshmallow cream. And then I left out at the beginning, you will also need some mint extract or crème de menthe. I've always just used the mint extract, but when my grandmother would make it, she always liked to use the crème de menthe. I believe it was because it sounded fancier. And her goal in life was to try and be as fancy as possible. Frequently to her own detriment. Who said that? I always have a love-hate relationship with working with marshmallow cream because I kind of think it's fun and I kind of think it's terrible. I always have a love-hate relationship with working with marshmallow cream because I kind of think it's fun and I kind of think it's terrible. Okay, the recipe just says a few drops. I like it fairly minty, so I put in a few drops several times. It also suggests putting green food coloring in because people are used to eating minty things that are green. I think that we get enough food coloring without adding it to something that doesn't need it. So you do the marshmallow cream and the milk and the mint, and you put that in on the mixer. I always have a love-hate relationship with working with marshmallow cream because I kind of think it's fun and I kind of think it's terrible. Thought I brought the mint over here, but instead I think you get to see me go on a mint hunt. Okay, the recipe just says a few drops. I like it fairly minty, so I put in a few drops several times. It also suggests putting green food coloring in because people are used to eating minty things that are green. I think that we get enough food coloring without adding it to something that doesn't need it. So you do the marshmallow cream and the milk and the mint, and you put that in on the mixer. Okay, I'm back. I brought the mixer with me. When you're beating the whipped cream at the beginning, I suggest remembering to pay attention, because if you do too much, you turn your whipped cream into butter. Not that I've ever done that before. Yes, I did. Okay, and then it says you fold in the whipped cream, so I just take that to mean you kind of put it in like you would egg whites when you're doing something like that. One of the things the recipe suggests as well, and I don't do it, but it says when you put the crust in at the beginning to hold back a little bit and then sprinkle it on the top. Mostly a cosmetic reason. It makes it look a little prettier on top, which is primarily also why I don't do it. Is all it is for appearance, because it tastes the same one way or the other. And that way is tasty. I licked my spatula before I was actually done with it. And being I had it pointed out to me that I licked my fingers a lot, I thought, well, maybe I'll try and do one without it. If I was ever cooking for people besides my family, I would be more careful about it. But being that we basically share water glasses, I'm never too worried about my germs getting in our food. Because your marshmallow cream or your whipped cream can stick around the edge pretty good. I always like to take the spatula and give it a final stir after I take it off the mixer. Then you get to put it over your crust in the springform pan. Use the spatula to get it spread all the way out. Another little fancy thing you can do if it's the right time of year or you live in the right places. You could take a couple mint leaves and put them on top, kind of in the middle, like a little garnish. For me, it's just not the right type of year because all my mint is still dormant, though that's kind of a lie because I think I saw some green leaves on some of it the other day, but they're not quite usable yet. So there is that. Children are in bed, pie is being opened. We'll see how it goes.
Boom. That's how it goes.
There's yours.
Okie dokie.
She is feeding her face.
Tastes like real grasshoppers. Except not at all. And real grasshopper eating would not be funny. Real grasshoppers are mean. But
they eat our tomatoes.
so that was grasshopper pie. If you'd like to see more of the food that we eat and the way that we live, you can go ahead and subscribe down below where I daily vlog. Sometimes there's food videos, sometimes craft videos, sometimes there's a video about whatever else we come up with. And for every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the rest of February, there will be a Feed Your Face video. We will see you later. Bye!